What if I told you that the exact reason why you don't have money is because you are desiring money? What if I told you that you're wanting more abundance in your life in all areas, whether it be in love, in your career, in whatever it is, but that exact thing of what you're trying to get is why you don't have it? Today on the podcast, I'm going to teach the law of compensation. This is the law of one. There's only one law, but there's many, many different distinctions within that one law. And the law of compensation is breaking on down how you actually are compensated through universal law, the universal spiritual law of the universe. This is the divine consciousness, the Christ consciousness, your pure, pure, highest consciousness, learning how to direct energy for you to live a divine life. Welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. May you live your truth. Hi there, and welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. I'm Dr. Erin, Doctor of Divinity, Master Spiritual Coach, and leading manifesting expert. So today's topic is near and dear to this podcast. We have a lot of call-ins and people feeling stuck, in particular around money, career, their relationships, and of course, their vitality as well. These are kind of like the four areas of where people call in around, which is money and career, relationships and love, health and vitality, and purpose and calling. And one of the biggest things I hear people say when they're stuck is, I can't figure out how to get clients, or I can't figure out how to get money, or I can't figure out how to get my partner, right? And this is the big shift. This is the great big shift of understanding universal spiritual law. So I want to actually have a teaching this week, which is we go through 52 distinctions over the course of the year, knowing there's only one law, which is the law of one, the law of love, the law of the cause and effect of how spirit, source, consciousness, God, you, your true self, is creating the infinite creations in this lifetime and in all lifetimes. The universal law of compensation is a law that we're going over this week. The law of compensation really is stating how everything we're compensated. It's an energy exchange, right? Currency and money is a currency and an energy exchange. There's no such thing as a value of the dollar bill or anything. It's worthless. It's the perception and the agreement upon what we have put on money. So the law of compensation states this: life is an energy exchange. And each person is compensated in a like manner exactly to how they contribute. There is an identical correlation, really like a mirroring, like a boomerang effect of how you are able to bring value and receive value. And there's also an equal atonement to the expansion of this action. This natural ending mechanism is a process of redemption, which brings balance and order. And this is summed up in you reap what you sow and you get back what you give. So let me break this down a little bit more. For most people, they think in order to have more money, they need to get money. In order to have a relationship, they need to get or find that person. In order to, X, Y, and Z, they need to find something out there. And we know that all the work we're doing here is really sovereignty. It's the divine awakening. It's recognizing that we can't get anything from this world. Everything is we get from God's source within. We get from the infinite well within. If you're a scientist, we call it 0 point field, right? If you're a Christian, we call it the Christ consciousness. The truth is there's no name for the nameless. It's source. It is that which is within each and every one of us. And so if you want to be compensated more, you want to make more money, you want to experience more of life, you want more love, you want more vitality, you want whatever, you have to understand that it's really about giving that to the world. So what we always say is we get from God's source within, and then we give it to the world, and then it goes out and it's reflected back. Now, here's one of the secrets with the law of compensation. When you give value, you help somebody make more money if you want more money, right? You help them solve a problem, you help innovate, you help do whatever. The thing is, you can't have attachment to how it comes back. So this is one of the big kind of things that keeps people stuck in career is when they begin, they want to have it exactly this particular way. They want to, have it be exactly this one person. I gave them value. Why didn't it work out and have them come back? That's called outlining. That's having the knowing how and trying to figure out and control exactly how it happens. When we begin to give exponentially, right? We see this when we walk in a store. They give you a free think of water, right? They understand this law. When you're on social media and someone's giving value, they're not going, well, somebody watched my video. Why didn't they do this one thing back, right? They give exponentially. Now, the law of compensation allows that to go out into the universe, into the ethers, and then it comes back where it's supposed to come back from, right? When we're online and say someone's teaching and preaching and they're inspiring you and they're bringing value, but why didn't you click on it, right? Why didn't you buy their course? Why didn't you go to their event? Why didn't you? Because it maybe just didn't align for you, okay? Now, somebody is converting, right? Somebody is taking that freebie or going to their event or purchasing their course or doing whatever because that person online is giving out exponentially in knowing that they understand this law for the people who are having success in this, but also knowing that they may not actually be in a heart space. So they may be having a bunch of abundance, but they're maybe not experiencing the true, reflection. So whatever it is, whether you're just giving out value and you want it to exchange in money, or whether it is, hey, I want to give out more love with this and actually I'm feeling more fulfilled in my career with money, right? It's all a law of compensation. It really truly is just whatever you give out, you're getting back. And so one of the most important things for me personally in the law of compensation is I can help people solve problems. I can help bring them value. But if I'm also not in a heart space, then what happens is I start to feel empty myself. Even when money's coming in, I can feel empty, right? And this is why I have multiple seven-figure coaches and big CEOs come to me because they're like, hey, something's still missing. So I want you to really think about what is it that you really want to be compensated with? Is it just money? Well, then start giving money, start spending money, start giving that which you seek, right? Man, I really want fulfillment. I really want to feel full and I want money. Well, then you better start going a little bit deeper in what you're exchanging and get deeper in the fulfillment of helping people feel fulfilled, helping them find their fulfillment, right? Same with love. You want more love? Don't look to get love from somebody. Start giving love. And in that givingness of love, it's going to be reflected back exponentially. So just flowing through cards today and just feeling into all the energy, everything. I recognize right now this power that be, the source that be, the love that be, the divine that be, the God that be, the Christ that be, the all-knowing, omnipotent presence. I just recognize the intelligence, the wisdom of all the lessons of the law. I recognize there's only one law, but the truth is that truth is in with you, okay? Some people get so caught up in reading the Bible, but they're not even living it, right? So you may know all the law, you may know everything, be able to rattle it off and preach it and teach it, but if you're not living love, you're not living the fulfillment, you're not living this, it's going to feel empty. So what do we do to really embody this law? Yesterday, in the evening, a girlfriend and I, we went down to the ocean to go for a long walk, and both of us kind of felt a little bit off the day before yesterday. I think it was before a full moon, and just felt this heaviness, And so for me, when I get into heaviness, I know I have to pray, right? That's my kind of go-to. So we went down, we did a walking prayer, we prayed and just shifted the energy so beautifully. Like it went from feeling heavy to just not even feeling just normal. It felt like enlightened, out of body, just so grateful to be on this planet and Mother Earth with this beautiful, the calm seas, and there was these pink clouds began to rise. I felt so in love with life, so abundant, so realizing that if we're not even perceiving abundance and we're not giving it to ourselves and being able to receive it and really be in that, how are we ever going to really receive the material realm of abundance and the compensation, right? The truth is that you are a miracle right now. You are worthy of being compensated in the blessings and the miracles of life. And I was in such an incredible state walking on that beach and praying and literally were speaking word out loud. And I thought inside, I would love a sign. And I thought, I don't need a sign. I don't need to be compensated by a sign from the universe. But if it's there, I receive it and I want to give the blessings and give the miracle and give that. And that's what I was giving in my consciousness. And right at the very end of the walk, the sun had gone down. Okay. There was still some pink clouds, But all of a sudden, we saw this rainbow all the way through the sky. And it was like, it was a miracle, like rainbow, because in order for a rainbow to happen, as you know, there needs to be the sun along with the rain, right? So the sun had already set. So, what was the chances and the odds that the sun could reflect up to some cloud somewhere that reflected all the way? Because, the sunset was on the opposite side. We were walking on the East Coast. So, it was like it had to reflect all the way from some cloud on that side to go all the way over to this side to find some type of condensation within a cloud. It was incredible. We literally started crying tears of joy, hugging, and we just received the miracle. We were compensated as the miracle. So you don't only get compensated in money, right? You may get compensated in different ways. And so I invite you to open up consciousness. Open up to always the way of, the law of giving and receiving, but also open up the ways of how many ways you can give. People think I can only give money or I can only give my time, treasure, whatever. There's so many ways you can give. You can give love. You can give a smile to somebody. You can give in multiple ways. You can give blessings and prayers for people. You can give all kinds of things. Make a meal for somebody. Do whatever. So just know that the extent to which you give is the extent to which you're going to be able to receive and be compensated. And so I'm just knowing the truth together, taking our hands together, take a deep breath in. And just doing a spiritual mind treatment, scientific prayer, recognizing there is a science to this because we can measure our consciousness. Some days we feel, really awful. Some days we feel great, but the measurement is understanding that we're not the good or bad. We're literally the neutrality. We are the witness. We are the observer, and that we can not only have attachment to just the good or just the bad and resist it. We should be praying for our enemies, praying and saying thank you for the suffering as well, because that's growth as well. I'm just knowing right here the compensation of all of life. Thank you. I feel so compensated. I feel so compensated by the miracles and the blessings and all of life. I receive all of it. I feel the compensation of everything, of where I give and have it been coming back in a tidal wave of love, of value, of service, of transformation, of all that. And I just say thank you, thank you, thank you. I receive. And today I declare and devote and commit to giving a blessing everywhere I go, to giving a gift everywhere I go, to seeing and asking, how can I help, whether it be a homeless person where I'm driving by, or whether it be just a girlfriend that wants to connect, or a total stranger or whatever, or a client, being able to serve as best that I can. I ask, how can I give instead of how can I get in this lifetime? And I know the compensation is tenfold, 1,000-fold, 1,000,000-fold, 1,000,000,000,000-fold. And I'm just saying yes to that because the law only says yes. Yeshua, Yeshua, yes. You are that. I just know this exponentially. I release my word as law, as together we say, and so it is. And so it is. Okay, you guys, have a beautiful, blessed day. I'm just holding the truth for everyone, just knowing that the big shift is happening for everyone. People are burnt out. They're done trying to get these material things. They recognize that the manifestation is the truth of who they are, awakening to their higher self, having the true revival of what the, true teachings are of truth, not religions that say it's outside of the self or some man in the sky, but rather recognizing that Christ is within, that you are the Buddha consciousness, you're the angels, you are the guides, you are all of it, recognizing that and just knowing the truth. So if you're somebody that's ready to do their deeper dive into the work, you can find me over on draaron.tv. You can also text any questions you have to do the deeper work, so that all the work we do in the school is really clearing out the subconscious, clearing out everything so that we can actually devote to the divine and God within, clearing out everything that's holding us back from the 0 point field, so that when we do come into prayer, we do come into meditation, we do have direct contact for all our intuitive superpowers and all that stuff that's our innate essence. It's who we are. May we purify. May we do all of our inner trauma work. May we clear out the subconscious mind. May we also align to universal law, knowing how to direct the energy. And may we also live our specific truth, our core values, and live that with power and energizing exponentially. Okay, you guys, have a beautiful day, and may you live the truth.